Hi, my name is Professor Laura Wogazogan. I will be your math instructor this semester for statistics. This is a quick video that's going to go over our syllabus. You will see that there are two sections that I'm teaching this winter. On here at the very top, it does say that this is an online asynchronous course where we do not have any required Zoom meetings. However, I do have Zoom office hours, which are going to be weekly on Wednesdays at 10 in the morning till 10:45. There is a short description here, but the big thing that I want you guys to notice is that this is a fast-paced 6-week online course. So getting an early start on all material is going to be very helpful. The textbook is not required. It is recommended for you. The image is here, but you can also borrow it at the Marks, at the library, and at the ASAC Center, and we'll go over that momentarily. What you do need is you do need to have access to Canvas, a scanner. I use a scanning app. What I use is Adobe Scan, a graphing calculator or graphing calculator app, and there's more information in our syllabus about this. You also need to have either printed or downloaded class notes and something to write with. Next on here is our learning outcomes and measurable objectives. Take some time to kind of read through those. And then we have homework. So our homework assignments are going to be assigned either on a program called MyOpenMath, which is embedded into Canvas, or it is also going to be written assignments such as worksheets that will be posted on Canvas along with solutions that are worked out for you to check your answers. For the online homework, you can take those problems and redo them as many times as you need to until you get them correct by the due date. You also are able to review those problems even after the due date has closed. Homework is going to be due on Thursdays by 11:59 p.m. for each week, unless otherwise stated, and no late assignments are collected. So make sure you make a note of that. When you upload your handwritten assignments, those worksheets, you do need to upload them as a single PDF file. So make sure to complete the homework assignments using the same methods and wordings that we use in our class notes and in the textbook. And if you have any trouble, make sure you reach out and ask me, either at office hours, via email, or the Marks and ASAC Center. Homework is going to count as 5% of your final grade. The next thing that's part of your grade is going to be lecture videos and notes. Lecture videos are going to be broken up usually by chapter and usually by 1 video or 2 videos per chapter. And these need to be watched in their entirety. Each video is usually under 45 minutes. And throughout those videos, it's going to have questions embedded into them for you to answer. You will not be deducted points if you do not know those correct answers. However, the last question on those videos is going to ask if you watched the entire lecture video. So make sure that you mark yes to that question. The lecture videos need to be completely watched by Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. unless otherwise stated. And then you also are going to be filling in the notes as you watch those lecture videos. The lecture videos are of me speaking and teaching, and the notes that I am writing on are going to match the online ones that you have that you can print or download and write on. And so those are available for you guys to do and complete, and those completed chapter notes need to be uploaded as a single PDF file by Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. I also did leave a few copies of the notes outside of my office. My office was listed at the very top of the syllabus too, if you want to stop by Mount Sac and pick those up. Discussions, there's going to be 2 weekly discussion posts. Those are going to require you to post and then also respond to at least 1 classmate. These need to be due by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesdays. So just again, make sure you post and you also respond to at least 1 classmate's posts that are on there. And the discussions are also going to have more directions on them for how you earn all your points. This is 5% of your grade. The next part of our grade is going to be quizzes. These are individual online MyOpenMath chapter quizzes that are assigned weekly. These are timed quizzes and they will cover the recent material that we have had in our class and homework. These will also be using the program MyOpenMath, so it'll be very similar to your homework assignments that also use MyOpenMath. Quizzes are going to open at Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m. and they're due by Friday at 11:59 p.m. for each week, unless otherwise stated. So make sure you get an early start on those. There's no extensions for those due dates since they are open quite a bit. Projects, there's going to be 4 individual computer projects during our semester. Projects will be due on Fridays of the weeks that they are assigned. And they are listed on our course schedule, and that's the very last page in the syllabus here that we'll look at. These are going to be worth 25% of your stat grade. So more information will follow, and there will also be intro videos to each of those projects to have a better explanation like you would in a normal class setting. The big part of our grade, since this is a college level math course, is going to be exams and our final exam. So we have 3 exams. The dates are specified on our schedule, again, the last page of our syllabus. And if we have to change anything, we will, but usually we do not. They are given in 2 parts. So part 1 is going to be part on My Open Math, which again is the same program used for quizzes and for homework. And the other part will be written. And you'll be uploading your written work as a single PDF file. And so with the written part, you can either download the PDF or of the test, or you could just work it out on line paper and then just upload that by numbering each of those problems. Again, more information will be given right before the exam, so the week before I usually post something in announcements for our class on Canvas. Exams are counting for 30% of your grade, and they're open for a 36-hour window. So they will open on exam weeks at 8 a.m. on Thursdays, and they're due by 8 p.m. on Fridays. Big note here, it's 8 p.m. on Fridays that they are due. Again, you have to use the same notation methods as discussed in our class, and not something that's found maybe on a different online platform, so make sure you're aware of that. We also have our final exam, which again, different dates here. Our last week of class, there's a lot of different due dates that we'll talk about, but your final exam is going to open on Tuesday, February 10th at 8 a.m. and it's due by Wednesday, February 11th at 8 p.m. More information again will be posted, and this is going to count for 20% of your course grade. If you have any special test taking needs, if you're part of Access, please reach out to me as soon as possible and send me your accommodations so I can make sure those are met. Next on here is we have a breakdown of our grade and understanding of how the grades are rounded. So an 89.5 is an A, 79.5 or higher is B, and so forth. Right below this, we have our marks information. This is our tutoring center. You do need to sign up for it. There are links on here, so make sure that you sign up. It is free. They have calculators that you can borrow, a computer lab, which is great for our projects that we have for this semester. They are open Monday through Thursdays from 8:30 to 7 p.m. Big difference here is going to be our absence and drop policy. Since this is an online class, it's a little different. So a student may be dropped for excessive absence. Since our class is asynchronous, 1 absence counts as not completely watching the lecture videos, completing 1 discussion, or uploading completed chapter lecture notes. So if you have 4 or more absences, you will be dropped automatically from our class. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Also, the last day to drop without a W and with a W are listed on here. Canvas resources. This is a nice place to go if you have any questions in terms of Canvas not working correctly. There is a number to call. You can also use the help features on Canvas directly too. Instructor contacts. So if you have any questions, you can always email me. My email is listed. You can also use Canvas inbox. Expect a 24-hour response time Monday through Thursday and up to 48 hours Friday through Sunday. If it is over the weekend, expect a response by Monday. I usually get back to you sooner, but just in case. If you do need to ask a question about the homework, best thing to do is attach a picture of the problem that you have, so that way I can better assist you and make sure that you understand the problem and the techniques that we use. The other thing to note here is that anything that's submitted, expect a week turnaround in terms of grading. I usually try to have things graded quicker and faster for you guys, but just a week at the longest. The other thing too is that I will leave comments, not on every single assignment, but on many of the assignments, and it will be either written on a PDF if you uploaded a PDF or in the comment section on Canvas. However, if you have any questions about anything, do not write me in the comment section on the assignment, just send me an email. so make sure to send emails to get in touch with me. The information too for our class with the Zooms for office hours are listed along with a link on the homepage for Canvas. Calculators, there's a lot of information here. It's an 8384 Texas Instrument Graphing Calculator. There's a lot of free options as well as options for apps that are about $10 at the max. To purchase an actual physical calculator, they are upwards of about $120. So student honesty, don't cheat, don't steal, don't lie. I put down our student honesty program here. I also do want to remind you guys that you are to be completing quizzes, projects, and discussions and exams on your own without the aid of any computer apps, web pages, programs, or AI. Exams and quizzes are also individual assessments, not to be taken together. And we do use an AI checker for this class, so make sure you're doing your own work. Student conduct, again, be nice to everybody. And then again, when emailing, make sure that you include your CRN. I do have 2 different sections this semester, so it'd be nice to know which one to look at for you. And again, only 1 question per email in terms of the My Open Math problems. So the best thing to do is take a screenshot or a picture of that problem that you have for My Open Math and attach it, and then explain exactly which part you're lost on, or maybe the thought process that you were going through and how I can better help you. Accommodations for disabilities. If you're part of the Access program or if you want to get into the Access program, information is listed. And then again, on the last page, we have our course schedule. So this goes through every single week. This is very fast-paced and only 6 weeks long. So you can see week 1, we actually go through 4 chapters, which is a lot of material. It's a great idea to get an early start. You can see the lecture videos that need to be watched, the homework and discussion. So you have 2 homework assignments and 2 discussion posts this week. And then also it says quizzes, projects, and exams. You'll notice that you have 4 quizzes. Those are going to be 4 individually quizzes, and they're done again by chapters. You'll notice the difference with week 2 is that you actually have an exam. Again, the exams are going to open on Thursdays at 8 a.m. and they're due by Friday at 8 p.m. And then you also have your chapter quizzes still, but you also have a computer project that's due on that Friday. So keep that in mind. I summarized everything on here for you guys with the notes for WS is standing for worksheets and so forth, and then also when things are due. And then also note that week 6 materials is different, and the reason why is because our final exam is given and I need things to be completed before that. So week 6 information is listed there with these specific details on when things are due, along with the specific dates for your final exam, which opens on Tuesday, the 10th of February at 8 a.m. and it's open until Wednesday, the 11th of February at 8 p.m. So welcome to statistics. Please email me if you have any questions, and I hope you guys all have a successful semester.